I'm going to air up 85 pounds for the specs on this coach. And then I'm going to go ahead and install the tire pressure monitor system. But I'm going to go ahead and get those monitors installed after I air up, and then go in and get the head unit inside calibrated and set up to the tire pressure and temperature ranges for this system, which is it's a TST. I've used this on my travel trailer. It handles up to 6 wheels with this kit. I think I could get another 18 wheeler. So hopefully I'll be covered in terms of monitoring my tires. So I'll take this wheel simulator off using a wrench. The one that came with it, I can't find it. This is a 1 1/8 inch socket, 3/8 with a 1/2 inch step down to 3/8 drive. Those unscrew. This simulator will come off. I can apply this monitor to the valve stem and re-secure the simulator back on there. Okay, the way you mount these sensor units is there's a little wrench here so that the passerby can't unscrew them. So it's a little wrench that puts it on there, and once the simulator is on there, it'll secure it unless you have the wrench to pull the simulator off. And somebody happens to have one of these, so if they wanted to walk off with it, they'd have to spend a little bit of time doing so. Okay, so the monitor to the valve stem is installed. The simulator's back on there. Tighten them up, alternate between the two, get them nice and snug. And of course I aired it up to 85 pounds and check it with that dial gauge. I'll repeat this process on the remaining 5 tires, and the way I keep track of it is those are the codes indicating which serialized unit goes to which wheel. That way I know when I'm monitoring it via that head unit which tire is which. So I'm going to move on. Clearing up these tires, especially on the inside tire, you need this sort of air injector, whatever, airhead that comes on to it that way, and it's you got to muscle it on there because that valve stem on the inside is not flexible, but you got to get a good fit on there to get air in there. So you got to get one of them. Again, I got the valve stem up high, and then I've got the flex one below. It'll make it easier. Okay, I'm going to go with 83. By the time you get those temperature units screwed on, you lose, looks like a couple pounds. So I've got the left side, the front wheel's 83, and then it cycles around to each tire. That inner tire is pretty easy because it's got the valve extender, but the inside or the outside is a bare. You get that head on it. So looks like I'm up to 84. The coach manual says 85, and the chassis says 82. So I figure if I'm in the range there between 82, 85, I'm fine. Looks like it's fluctuating there, 84. Got 70 degrees on the tire. And of course, I don't have the right side hooked up yet. There's the left front. It's 57 degrees. It's warming up here today. I'm up to 84 there now. So as the day heats up, the ambient temperature, cold pressure could be at a higher rate. So I guess I'm catching it fairly early in the day. But these temperatures are tricky. Once you lock in on a cold tire pressure, you go with it. You don't go mid-route, check your tire pressure and air down because it's above the cold tire pressure. They're meant to be set at cold tire, and then the specs enable that tire to get hot. So you will see a higher tire pressure, and you'll see your temperature rise. But what you don't want to do is let air out, because you've exceeded now that cold tire pressure. What'll happen is it'll get hot again. And before you know it, you'll be exceeding that cold tire pressure again. If you let it out, before you know it, it'll be very low and blow a tire. So you fill it to the cold tire pressure at the beginning of the day, or whenever your route begins. And you go with it, you monitor it, ensuring that you got air in there, meaning you don't have a flap. And of course, you set the temperature there to the specs of the tire, and you monitor it. As long as you've got you're falling within those thresholds that you set, you're going to be okay. So I'm happy with 83 on the inner left side, 84 on the outer left side, and 84 on the left front. So you're never going to get it exact, as long as you're within the ballpark and you know what that is for the specs. You'll be fine. What I do to get these adjusted right is I put the monitor on the valve stem. You see it's 85, and what I'll do is loosen that until it reads 84, which is what all the other tires so far are. So I'll cycle through, get to that inner tire, and I'm at 84. So 84, 84, 84, 84, 84, let's see, I got to put the outside one on yet, and 84. The outside one is that one there, and that's the bear to get on and get adjusted. Real tight, get your hands in there. Okay, that last bad boy's in there. And as I cycle through, although the temperature may vary, I've got a consistent 84 pounds per square inch of air in each tire. And again, there's going to be a slight variation in temperature. That might affect the temperature or the pressure, but not significant. The idea here is to not go too crazy and factor all the temperature variations to increased tire pressure. For me, dead reckoning is good enough. Get the temperature, or pardon me, the air pressure consistent for all the tires. That way, I know it's cold pressure. It may vary tire to tire, but you're going to see that anyway. And go from there. A little out of breath there, a little workout on the knuckles, getting in that space there. You gotta get a wrench, a locking wrench in there, and twist that sucker without losing a whole lot of air pressure. So what I found is at least on that, you lose probably about 2 to 3 pounds of air pressure in the tightening stage. A little less externally. Your application may be different. Maybe someday I'll put a valve stem extender there to get that out of there so it's more accessible. Similar to that. They make them. That might be my next thing. The thing here is to air them up now, you got to take the simulators off, get in there and take those valve stems off. So the clean way to do it would be to have a valve stem extender hanging out there like this one here. That way you can easily air up. But anyway, so you definitely get familiar. And they say you're supposed to torque these wheels every time you go out. So I won't this trip, second trip out, but I will again get used to pulling those simulators off and verifying the torque at some periodic state. So that concludes this. I'll button it up, put it back together, and put that unit inside. Okay, some might see that there's some wobbly here. Now, if this was a rubber extender, that wouldn't be good. What's going to happen is the centrifugal force is going to make this ride somewhere in against here. But given this is stainless steel flex, it's not going to be a problem of fatiguing that. I may put a bracket and pop rivet that to the front, to the rim, but I'm going to watch it. And the trailer guy that gave me the or got me the towed hitch said these aren't going to be a problem for this. There's enough rigid here, but I'll keep an eye on it, and if it looks like you're getting too wobbly, I'll tie those down. I'll make a bracket pop rivet, and I think I'm going to get a flex, come out here, do the same. It's desirable to actually mount them, I think, here, but I think here will be okay. Anyway, put away here. I carry that Hitachi compressor. It's actually for my nail gun. And I'm probably going to get me a little longer hose so I can just power this thing up in here rather than having to pull it out each time. Get me a longer air hose. And anyway, we'll go inside now. So I'll locate that readout there right underneath my brake controller for the or brake system for the Toad, and I could watch the tire pressure monitor on the Toad in that unit there, and the motorhome right here. So that's my instrumentation setup. And so I've got that. Remember, that's where the rear view camera is for the Toad. There's a rear view camera in that system there, along with the Bluetooth setup. And the tire system. Anyway, that's how I've got things set up. Appreciate you for watching. Hopefully I've given you some inside ideas on how to go about installing one of these in your system. your setup, your rig. And anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good one.
I want you to get up and walk like a duck.
Me?
Yes.
I always walk like a duck. What are you talking about? Do the duck walk.
Hey, Molly, let's
Do the duck walk.
do the duck walk.